living in my car, like going nights and whole days without eating, going without any money, coming, like not having family to really talk to. Like my biggest concern every night was like figuring out which parking lot I was going to park in where a cop wouldn't have to come in the middle of the night and like wake me up and tell me to like move and get out.
That was 6 months ago. Today he's 19, averaging $2,500 a day and chasing $650,000 in his first year in sales.
Be so consistent, be so hungry, and like work so hard that it would be absolutely unrealistic for you not to achieve your goal.
One lost his father at 14. The other was sleeping in his car at 18. And the one thing that has saved them is mastering the art of sales.
Like I said the other day, the only 3 reasons somebody doesn't buy from you is if they don't trust you, which you deal with that with your tone, your credentials, how you sound, how you play the conversation.
Knowledge.
You didn't build the why enough. Like they don't know why they need this. Like you didn't develop that in their head. You didn't ask the right questions, or there's no sense of urgency. They know they need it. They know who you are, but there's no way they're doing it today.
In this episode, we're breaking down how Noah and Dan overcame their brutal circumstances and went on to out-earning insurance agents twice their age, and uncovering their secret sales scripts behind their 20K weeks.
Well, no,
Actually,
I'm really
no.
glad that you did your curls for us this morning.
I should have woke up earlier so they didn't dry outside.
How long does it take you to do your curls?
Depends. There's different processes of it. There's the actually like putting the product in, shaping it, scrunching it, letting
Wow.
it dry.
Do you YouTube it?
No.
Did you?
I do like a little morning like routine for myself.
That's fire, dude. You were concerned when we started this podcast when I came over and kissed your forehead.
Yeah.
That's called a heavenly kiss.
I was
bro.
thinking about going to the bathroom and trying to fix my hair.
Yeah. That's awesome. So how long have you guys known one another?
Our whole life.
Entire life.
Yeah.
And have you guys always been boys, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've always been boys.
who's a better closer?
Me.
Who's a better closer?
Me.
All right, so how much did you do last week?
Last week I did 19K.
How much did you do?
Probably close to the same.
I know your numbers.
Don't lie.
Well, the last 2 days,
don't lie.
Last week.
I did like 19K.
You
'cause
did
Monday,
15. You've been claiming 15 all the way up until this podcast.
Friday,
Bang.
Saturday, I did 15.
Speak
Bang.
the truth.
Monday, I did like 3.
Uh-huh.
So I did like 18. But then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I didn't work.
Yeah. And then, so what did you do in issue paid numbers last month, Dan?
Last month that would be January, I did like 28.
Fire, we got to bump that up.
Well, I was part-time still,
Part-time, what were you doing on the side time?
playing college baseball.
You were a collegiate athlete?
Yes, sir.
What?
You didn't know that?
I thought you were like playing in a men's league,
No.
like a beer league.
Played Division 2. Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
So
I
you
just retired a month ago.
You hung up the jersey,
Hung up the cleats.
put it up in the rafters.
It's in
Let
the
me
rafters.
guess your number. 22.
Wow.
I know. I got it.
Intuition, bro.
Come on,
Intuition.
bro.
That was bad.
And then what did you do last month?
It was my first month.
And
I'm at 64K so far.
issue paid numbers, buddy.
I don't have
He
any
doesn't
yet.
have any January numbers.
Oh, really?
This is my
Okay, so you
first- my
submitted
first-
60.
Yeah, I can only go off submitted so far.
Yeah, I bet you'll issue pay 40 then.
50.
Pretty good. How much have you seen deposited so far?
I pushed a lot of it out to March, but probably like 4K. Probably 4. I pushed everything to March.
Okay.
Like literally everything.
These numbers aren't adding up. You
It's
submitted
true.
60 and you've seen 4,000.
No, I've pushed everything to March. Like literally
Like since the
everything.
beginning of February, he
I
submitted
pushed every
60.
single thing to March.
Okay.
And
Like,
then
starting
drafted
in
This is
February.
making more sense
Yeah.
because we're having a hard time closing our audience right now on working in insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take this from the top.
Yeah. Take this from the top. No, that's awesome, dude. Okay. So was it hard for you to walk away from baseball?
Definitely. Yeah.
Why'd you walk away?
Really, I just saw like the opportunity I have here, especially with my guys. Like it wasn't like I was picking, a job or baseball. Like this is something I really love. And at the end of the day, it became something that I felt was the best decision to make for myself. My agents, guys working for me, guys relying on me for, support. And I felt like my time was a better use here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's huge, bro, because I saw something where it's like you can either be a success, you can be significant, and then I can't remember the third one, but it was the worst one. And so you could be a success where you could have gone and played baseball, had the accolades, been the player, filled the stat sheet. You know, your name is in the rafters. Was that what it is? Rafters?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's how much I know about
There
this.
you go.
Yeah, they're not hanging my jersey up there. Anyway. Or you can be a significant where you make a difference in other people's lives, where it's not just about your accolades, but it's all the people that you helped, the responsibilities you had, the obligations that you had, and you being able to deliver on those, which I think is just amazing, bro, and shows your heart, you know? And then you were talking to me last night when we were at the gym that whenever you got home, your mom's like, you know, asking you how your day was. You're like, oh, I put up $4,000 today, or I made $2,000 today. And she was like, hey, I don't want you to idolize money, but that's not where your heart was. Can you speak into that?
Yeah, I think a lot of people, when I like, you know, dropped out of baseball, when I quit baseball, it was for like, they're like, oh, because he just wants to make money or something like that, which is still a, you know, reasonable thing to quit for. But I think the main thing was for me, it's not only because it's impacted my life so much, but now that it's impacting like people I love so much, like my family's in this business, like my sister's in this business, my best friends are in this business, and they, you know, rely on me as a resource. So it became bigger than just like me making, you know, 30, 40 grand a month in college or whatever I was making, to me making it, as well as like all the people I love. So that's what it really came down to.
As of late, what's been your best testimony or coolest story in terms of one of your agents having success?
One of my agents having success, definitely Noah. Like, he'll tell you a little bit about his story, but he's new to the business, you know, 6 weeks in, 7 weeks in at this point, put up crazy numbers, hardest worker in the room, and really changed his life in a lot of ways.
Let's freaking go, Noah.
Yeah.
How you feeling, bro?
Good.
So 8 weeks ago, before you got into this, or 12 weeks ago, what did life look like for Noah? Was it 15 minutes, hair routine every morning?
Nah.
Little bonnet at night?
Bonnet, yeah. Bonnet at night.
You rock a bonnet?
Of course. I forgot it back in Jersey, so I wasn't able to bring it. But 8 weeks ago, pretty much just a bunch of nothing, pretty much. I mean, I wasn't doing anything with my life. I was working at a gym 3 days a week. I was making like $18 an hour, front desk. So, I mean, I was making like maybe $1,200 a month, not
That's
even.
insane.
Yeah, there's really not much to say because it wasn't filled with much.
And then how long did you watch Dan until you got into this?
You joined 18 years old right when you turned 18, right?
Nah, I joined like
Probably a year and a
April.
half.
Yeah,
Year and a half.
And then what held you back from going full time right away?
Stubbornness, I guess, in a way. But like it wasn't like stubbornness in the sense where it was like, oh, I don't need that. It was just more stubbornness in terms of like I just setting myself up for my life and like doing something with my life wasn't exactly a priority for me. Like I was just kind of going through the motions. It's like a lot of stuff was happening to me during the time, so it was just kind of like I didn't really have any major drive to really do anything.
Yeah. If you don't mind me asking, what was happening?
So when I was 18, I graduated in 2024. When I turned 18 in May, I got kicked out of my house. So then when I got kicked out of my house, like a lot of kind of things just happened to me at the same time. Like I was with a girl for like 2.5 years. She cheated on me, got kicked out of my house. And then I pretty much had no contact to anybody in my family. So I had no car, no job or anything. I wanted to go play football in college, but that kind of, because I got kicked out, faded out a lot. So I lost football, which was like my first love. Like that was like my life. And then I just kind of started bouncing around different houses. I was living with Dan. I was living with a couple other my friends for like that summer. And then I ended up finding a place for a little while. Just like a shared room, stayed there for a couple months. And then once that faded out, I only had a couple months there. I was living in my car for about 6 months.
What did that teach you?
I would say it really just taught me like, I think it really just put a lot of things into perspective for me. Just kind of like, it's a weird topic to kind of talk about. Like, I think it really just taught me what it's like to be in the, I'm sorry, I don't really know how to explain it. It's like,
well, it's cool because in 6 weeks you've done 60K. And, however long that was ago, a year plus, right?
Mhm.
And you're in this situation. And now you have this perspective of, I was once here and now I'm here. But I feel like that's why you work your absolute tail off, is because you understand like what type of opportunity you have in front of you.
Yeah.
And you're not going to not take advantage of this. Like, you're going to work your absolute tail off. And we were talking, I said, well, why do you feel like you make more money than anybody else that I've seen come in here? And your first answer was intentional work ethic. Not work ethic, but intentional work ethic, because you understand now like your time is insanely valuable. And for me personally, when I was getting into the business, I started and I slept on a mattress pad this big. I had peanut butter and jelly in my fridge. That's pretty much all I freaking ate, dude. And I lived in a tiny studio apartment, half the size of this room. And my girlfriend was always nagging at me because she didn't believe in the business. My mom was in North Carolina. My dad was in Costa Rica. They didn't support me. I was just getting clean and sober. And I knew that this opportunity was going to be the thing that pulled me out of my situation. And I wasn't motivated by how much money I could make. I was motivated by never going back to the person and the situation I was. And so that was always the fire that was on my butt, that it was like, all right, let's get moving,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's definitely I've heard people say like, do you chase I think it's like, do you chase success or do you chase never feeling failure again? Like, I've always thought about that. Like, for me, like you said, it's just kind of like, obviously the money's great, but like just never going back into the situation I was before, and
Yeah.
like never having to feel that feeling again is definitely something that like I honestly chase more than success in general or money.
Yeah. The biggest thing that motivates people is fear of loss, right? Because if do you have a dog?
Yeah. I do.
Okay. Do you love your dog?
Yeah.
If I was like, hey, like I took your dog, I'm like, you're never going to have him back except if you do this, bro, you're going to work way harder.
Yeah.
But if I'm like, hey, you're going to get this one magical dog, you're like, it doesn't really matter to me. Like, people are way more motivated by something they have and they're scared to lose it because they've already tasted it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So was that your rock bottom?
Yeah. I mean, it did get a little worse. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, like I think living in my car, like going nights and whole days without eating, like going without any money, coming, like not having family to really talk to. Like, my biggest concern every night was like figuring out which parking lot I was gonna park in, where a cop wouldn't have to come in the middle of the night and like wake me up and tell me to like move and get out.
Yeah.
So like that was definitely, I'd say, like my rock bottom in terms of like how low it really got.
Yeah. A wise man wants to be in the house of misery and a fool wants to be in the house of pleasure. And it's a great place to be, because when you're in the house of misery, when you're sleeping in the parking lot, when you're wondering where your next meal is going to be, that's when you're really taking your life into consideration. Be like, what am I going to do when I get out of this? How did I land in this position? And you're really having to look at your life and do an audit. And then now you're here and you made the right calls and right decisions, right?
Yeah.
What about you, Dan? What was your rock bottom?
My rock bottom was probably my whole high school, honestly. I feel like ever since then I grew a lot, but I definitely rock bottom was definitely freshman year, sophomore year of high school.
Yeah.
Taught me pretty much everything I've learned.
What happened?
When I was a freshman, my father passed away. Yeah. When I was 14.
Did you know that was coming, or
No.
was it an unexpected event?
It was pretty unexpected. Like 2 months before he passed away in like November, so I want to say maybe 3 or 4 months, 2020 in the summer, we were, waking up at 5:30, going on runs.
You and your pops?
Yeah, like he would go to work, come back, then we'd go to the baseball field for 2 hours, take ground balls, hit, like pretty much 3-4 days a week, and if we weren't doing that, we were playing basketball.
Wow.
So it was not, like he had some conditions, but it was really never something that we thought was that serious. And then when we went to the hospital, it still was something that wasn't that serious for like the first 3 weeks. It was like, oh yeah, it's just a little bit of this. He's kind of sick here, but he'll be out in the next 2 days.
Yeah. And you told me yesterday you have 5 sisters.
Yeah, 5 sisters,
and are
1
you
brother.
the only brother?
I got one younger brother.
So you're the eldest male.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
So the first boy.
Yes, sir.
So when your dad passed, what did that look like for you in terms of like walking into your manhood, and what type of responsibilities did you have to carry? Because, dude, like, your mom's looking at you. I know your sisters are looking at you, and you're thinking like, well, golly, like, I got a lot of pressure on me.
Yeah. It was definitely a big shift. Like, everybody would come up to me, you know, it's time to be the man of the house. It's time to step up. It's time to do this and that. But honestly, when I was in ninth grade, like, no one's a man in ninth grade, like, if we're being honest. So I was blessed with a lot of people that kind of, you know, helped mature me into that role. And I'm still not really fully there, but helped develop me. But we also had like a really, really great support system. Like, we had, you know, tons of people from the church. His family, his dad was huge in my life. A lot of other people like that, because I was never like the man of the house when I was 15 years old, you know?
Yeah. Do you feel like you're the man of the house now?
Yeah, I would say so.
When do you feel like that shift happened?
That shift happened really probably, I want to say by the time I was like a junior, senior year, probably at that point. Like, the first 2 years after he passed, it was really rough. Like, really wasn't doing anything much in life. Like, I was doing school, playing a little bit of baseball, never
You're
really took
surviving.
anything. Yeah, I was just surviving. Exactly. Like, the first year I was just surviving. Second year was very similar. And then when I really, when I was like a junior, I really set my goals. Like, I'm going to play in college. Like, I'm going to play college baseball no matter what. And then I think I learned a lot. Like, I grinded a lot. I worked hard. And then I think that shifted my mindset big time into, like, you know, what I am now, like, with work ethic and everything like that. And then I was able to be like more of a leader over the next, 3 or 4 years after, 2 to 3 years after that.
And how old are you now?
I'm 20. I just turned 20.
Fire. And you're 19?
19.
Wow. Do you guys know when you're my age that you'll probably own helicopters and have people that fly you around?
Hopefully. That's
I'm
the goal.
That's the goal.
Yeah, dude. My first year, I made $208K. I was 20, and the game was a whole lot different. And second year, 404. Third year, 778, 1.5, and then 2.8 million. And, we've had a good trajectory. We've had a lot of growth. But also, dude, it took me 3.5 years to make my first million. It took Mahmoud Nasser 2 years, maybe 2.5. Ronnie Salem, 18 months, and he was part-time for about a year. And then after that, we've had 15 plus guys become millionaires. And, dude, we probably have 250 people making multiple six figures a year. And you guys are already doing it, And so it's cool to see, like, what you guys are going to be able to do and impact. But one of the things that stuck out to me was, like, how well-spoken you guys are, and how you guys look out for each other, and the type of community that you guys have. Where do you feel like that comes from?
I would say probably just number one, knowing each other for so long, going through the things that we went through. Like, obviously, when his dad passed away, we would hang out every day. When I was...
Yeah, were you there? Were you around?
Yeah. We would be in his basement pretty much every day. Yeah, just hanging out, like, doing whatever. And then for me, like, when I was in my situation, like, Dan was the biggest person I had in my life that supported me. Like, I'm not to, like, out, but, like, he probably gave me thousands and thousands of dollars during that time.
That's sick.
Like, literally. Gave me money, I stayed at his house a bunch. Like, I think just, like, going through certain experiences with somebody, I feel like we've been friends for, like, 50 years.
Yeah.
So it's like...
That's amazing, dude. And were you guys' dads close?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They were in the church together.
One or two things you learned from his pops?
Work ethic, definitely. Work ethic, number one, and number two, how to be, like, a godly man, like, definitely. Like, any type of, I guess you could say, godly attribute to be a man in Christ, and to be a leader, to be a protector, to, like, anything in between you could imagine.
So cool, dude.
Yeah.
I think the best compliment a man could ever receive is that, like, you're a representation of Jesus,
Mm-hmm.
Like, at the end of the day, we talk about life insurance all day and people dying all day with them. but how often do we consider our death? And yeah, man, I would just love for people to say, like, while he was a man in the Lord, he was great to be around. He fought for the right things. He always challenged me and called me higher. But, like, that's a huge compliment. And what was your dad's name?
Joseph.
Joseph. Yeah, like, that's a huge compliment, dude. And what did you learn? What's your pop's name?
Patrick.
Patrick. What did you learn from his pops?
Patrick's taught me a lot. Patrick, the first thing, like, when I was younger, the first thing he got me into was, like, the gym. Like, when my dad died and, like, I didn't have anything, like, I had anger, all these emotions.
Oh, gosh, that's so good, dude. He brought you there.
Yeah.
You could have. I'm surprised. Did you ever have a phase of, like, using and abusing?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But it never really got to the point it definitely could over the point I've seen other people get to, which I'm blessed for that. But it was because of people like his dad, you know? Like, when that happened, I think the first probably 6 months I didn't even, like, barely left my house. Like,
Yeah.
I was like 90 pounds as a freshman. Like, I was like nothing. But by the time I started, you know, going out a little more, we started getting back into the gym, and he really, like, not only poured into us there, like, from a physical perspective, but also from, like, he was like a counselor. Like, every single time I'd go over his house, you know, he'd bring me into a room. He's like, "How you doing today? How are you feeling? Well, how are you like, you know?" And he would kind of, you know, work through, you know, however I was feeling that day.
Yeah.
Or, you know, it wasn't just for me too. It was also because I had, you know, 6 siblings and my mom. Like, how are you dealing with this situation? How are you doing this? How's your headspace going throughout that? So I think it was huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Dang, dude, I'm just sitting here thinking, like, without godly men, where would we be? For real. You know? Because if you didn't have that, dude, you could have carried your life into drugs, alcohol, and found all the wrong outlets and buried yourself there. And then you bury yourself alive, bro. And some people are dead men walking, you know? All thanks to, obviously, Patrick and the wise counsel that you had around you is, dude, super, super big. And it's cool because, you know, I think for us, like, insurance is absolutely phenomenal. It's by far the best industry I've ever been around. And I've also recruited from other really high-paying industries, and I've never seen something that can take, like, really average people and give them such an extraordinary life. And I've never seen it duplicated at this type of scale. When we walk in the outside of the office, dude, we got really average guys doing extraordinary numbers. It's all backed up by a work ethic. But what it really comes down to is, like, we're building men of God. And I think that's what excites me the most. And I wanted to ask you guys, since you came down for a weekend and wanted to learn training and get around the culture, what has really stood out to you guys, and what do you guys plan on bringing back to New Jersey?
I would say definitely
The vibes.
yeah.
This is what Noah keeps saying.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep saying it too though. Like it's so true. Like,
And so, just so, because, you know, I'm a boomer, even though I look like I'm 19. What are the vibes?
the vibes are honestly just like, it's everybody has one goal, and it's not like it's just one goal that like you have, he has, but it's like all one goal that's like in unison. It's like everybody goes to the gym, everybody goes to church, everybody makes money, works out together. And it's not just that like they do it, but you guys all do it together with like absolutely no gatekeeping, no hiding certain ways to do things. You're dropping sauce to everybody around you. It's like you guys all have one common goal.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the most like impressing thing.
Yeah. No, I think that's true, because a house divided against itself cannot stand. And that means divided in ideology, divided in the North Star, where we're headed. Because if me and you are all in a canoe and I'm like, we're going this way, but y'all are like, no, I want to go this way. You guys are still rowing. You're still working. You're still doing the action, different direction. And because of that, that canoe's not really going to get anywhere. And I think that's super important. Anything else for you besides vibe checks?
I would say how to do business the right way.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely a really big one, especially in today's age. Like you see a lot of different people, not even just in insurance, in any business too. Like yeah, you're making money. Yeah, on paper, it makes it look like you're a dog. You're really doing everything that you say you are. But when it comes down to it, you're doing things the wrong way. You're not actually making money. And I think the trainings like today and the one that you gave the first day really showed how to not only make money the right way, but also do it in a way where you're still helping the person. It was like real training.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that. I think in sales in specific, there's a lot of things that are in a gray area and that you can play in that gray area and you can make a lot of money playing in it. But then you start, one, misleading people and taking advantage of someone's trust, which is a really dangerous game to play, not only for the person that you're going to be affecting, but also for your reputation. Because it says in the Word of God is your reputation is far worth more than silver and gold. And, you know, we are held accountable for every single word that we give. And thank God we have a Savior, because I would be cooked. Cooked. But, like, when we've all made mistakes, and honestly, like, we've always done business the right way here. I think, you know, just in my actions, I've said some things in my past that I would really want to go back on with people that I've cared about. But I'm glad that you said that, dude, because what I've noticed is the more we've began to just really push operating with integrity and like really cascading that down, because it does get muddied down the further down the ladder it is inside of the organization. But I've just seen like the level of character getting developed in the men it's so much better compared to like some guy cuts a corner and gets paid an extra couple K for it, and they're like, oh, I cut the corner and the coach didn't see me or no one flagged me, I'll keep cutting the corner.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, everything in darkness comes to light, you know. So I think that's really important to remember. And so for you, Dan, you're running a team, you're selling at a really high level. What were some principles you saw of the leadership here, or anything that stood out with building a business and creating a culture?
that I can apply, like, to my business, you're asking?
What do you plan on carrying back to New Jersey?
I'm carrying back. I really love how, one, I love like the three pillars you guys have with faith, finance, and fitness. I think that's huge. I think the biggest way I want to carry what I learned here back is definitely in the faith aspect, because like everybody in my office knows I'm a Christian. They know, you know, some of the guys are Christian, but I think we can do a lot better job at, you know, displaying that to a higher level, and as well as, you know, developing them in their walk as well.
What does that look like for you now?
Probably just, you know, having more conversations about it. Like, I probably have one or two guys that, you know, on my team that I talk to about God, like, per day, but just maybe doing that, you know, with a few more guys at, you know, a higher level, not just talking, you know, at the end of the day about, you know, how is your sales doing? How is your calls? How is your dials? What objections did you get? But, you know, taking it to a deeper level, you know?
Yeah. Something that really helped me was just, like, obviously staying obedient to the Spirit, but like always sharing with people, like, hey bro, like, do you want to know what God taught me this morning? And they're like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or like, they don't know what to say. And sometimes they're super hyped, and other times they just say yes, just so they're not rude. And I'm like, well, this is what was going on in my life. And then I read this passage, and this is how God spoke to me. And they're like, dang, that's pretty cool. Like, I didn't know the Word of God, because most people don't even know the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't know the Bible was actually that legit. And you're like, yeah, it's the best. And so that's a really good way. And then you could ask them too, of like, what do you feel like God's trying to teach you here? You know? And then as long as you can just like I think God's just looking for us to take that first step. And then after that, you begin to really feel the Holy Spirit lead you, which is super cool. Let's transition into sales. So obviously you guys are doing really big numbers. Let's talk about your schedule and your lead spend, because I think a lot of people don't understand that you guys aren't that talented, and neither am I. But what we've gotten really good at is abiding to a really good schedule, consistently buying ourselves inventory, and giving us an advantage with having a lead spend, because your lead spend is your cash spend. There's an equation that we've always said, which is workflow plus lead flow equals cash flow. And for me, in my day, it was $2,000 to $2,500 a week in leads, and I would minimum write 12,000 to 15K. And that's how I was putting 40, 50, 60, some months 80K up on the board. But it wasn't because I was a magical closer. But I got a lot of reps through the leads I had, and then through those reps, I did become really solid at closing just because I had more at-bats than anybody. It's like if me and you were competing in basketball and I took 1,000 shots and you took 100, the guy that takes 1,000 shots is going to be a better shooter naturally because he's just doing more reps, right? He gets to tweak his form, figure out where the ball is coming off his finger, how his hands place, all the things. So for you guys, what's your lead spin? What do you average a week right now? And what does your schedule look like? If you can go through the brief and brilliant version of that in like 3 minutes.
Cool. So I'll go first. So this is my first month writing full time. So the first week I was at about 900. Second week I was at 900. And now I'm at 1,600
For lead spin.
for lead spend.
So when you were doing 900 and 900, what'd you put up? And let's be real with
900 I did 18. Well, I've done 60 submitted as well. So I did like 18, and then
You did 18K off of 900 lead spin?
yeah. So the way I do that is, when I'm buying the $600 pack, early in the week, and then the $300 pack, I'm not just calling those leads for the day and then calling it quits. I'll call those packs in the morning, then I'll go to my other packs and I'll call them again, the pack from last week. Then I'll call dollar leads. Then I'll call referrals. Then I'll go back and call that pack again, but from another phone. So it's just really getting the most out of what I had. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's been cool, bro, because you've been trained the right way. Like, I used to have 30 leads a dial day. We'd have 2 dial days, one on Wednesday, one on Thursday. And so 30 leads to book 15 appointments is not a lot. So I had to star 6-7. I would call them 12 to 15 times during a day, get different phone numbers, everything under the sun in order to get these people. But our job was to leave every single lead resolved. They either told me to kick rocks, we booked the appointment, got them the insurance. But if they never answered, I was coming and knocking at their door. Because, dude, one of my biggest sales, I'll tell this story. So we're in this competition for the weekend. It was for $5,000. It was Zach put on the whole competition. And whoever wrote the most business, actually it was for a week long, whoever wrote the most business that week wins the 5K. So I'm like, great, let's go. I go out, I have like 10 appointments booked for a Friday, 10 appointments on a Saturday. I'm stacking the deck in my favor. The first day I go out on Friday, no show. I get porched. No one's letting me in their house. I don't sit down with a single person. I look inside of our Slack channel. Guys are dropping $4,000 bombs, $5,000 sales. Most people that I was competing with, like the first, second, and third, they're all above 10,000 after the day. And I'm like, dude, I am just cooked. Like, they have a 10K head start. I'm driving home, and I was like, I cannot donut today. I haven't had a donut in a long time. And I always had my stack of leads in the middle of my car, or in like the console area. And so I look down at this lead. It's like Greeley, Colorado. I see the address. I'm like, that's like 15 minutes to my right. So I peel off the highway, I drive down. Now, mind you, it's like 8:45. It's pitch black out in the middle of the sticks. And I look at the lead sheet, and the guy's like 79. Wife's like 76. I'm like, I can't knock on this door. These guys are going to kill me. Well, I'm like, knock, knock, knock. And whenever I knocked, I always told them that I had an appointment. I just was very assumptive, and I was like, hey, Bob, it's Wiley. We have that appointment today. I sincerely apologize, man. I'm super late right now. Do you want my shoes on or off? So I go through that, and he's like, get on in here. And I was like, hell yeah. And then he's like, boy, I thought you were going to be here at 5 o'clock. And I'm like, what? And he's like, this damn toilet doesn't work. He walks me to his guest bathroom. And, dude, he bombed it, dude. Call him Nuke. I'm sitting there like, man, he's going to be real mad when I tell him I'm not the plumber. And I try to sell him an insurance policy. Then I began telling him, sir, look, you can look at me. I don't look like a plumber by any capacity, sir. If I could fix that, I would. But honestly, sir, that's above my pay grade. And so he's like, come on, get out of here, get out of here. And then his wife comes down the stairs, and she's like, what was his name? I can't remember. She's like, what's he doing here? And I was like, oh, ma'am, this is the form y'all filled out for mortgage protection. She's like, I filled that out. I'm the one looking for that. And he's like, we don't need it. We sit down. He's a doctor runs his own practice, has no one to take it over. They were not financially responsible. They never set anything aside. Like, kid you not, hardly anything. They lived in a beautiful $1 million house. They had all these things, but nothing to protect her. His income of like $18,000 would be wiped. And she had nothing. She was always a stay-at-home wife, no Social Security. So, dude, we ended up getting him a policy for like $900+ a month. And I was right back on the board with like a $12,000 sale. And I was like shot right back into second place. Fire. And then, yeah, that put me in the game. And I think I wrote like 32 that week, which was insane. I took second or third. People were putting up ridiculous numbers.
It's crazy.
But what's cool is you're learning how to actually nurture the lead. Because, and I'll end with this and get back to you. We would dial batches of 30, and literally for an hour, we'd call that 30. Then I would star 6, 7 all of them. And then after that was probably like 2-3 hours. I'd probably like get a little break, take some recruiting calls, make some posts, and then I'd get back on those leads and finish up the rest of the night. And like just honestly just call them until they answered. I had to resolve the lead. They needed the coverage. They asked me for it. Right. Mm-hmm. So now that you're spending $1,500?
Yep.
What's changed?
I'm just going to have a lot more time, not only to close at a high level, but I'm also, buying back my time in a sense.
That's important.
So, like, I'm getting people that are calling me, texting me for coverage. I'm not having to sit on the phone for 4 hours without a conversation. And at this stage of the business I'm at, that's worth a lot more than, spending the extra $600 a week.
So your production is pretty much the same?
It's going to go up, if anything, or the same.
Yeah. It's definitely going to go up, but what is the most important is you're buying back your time, and then you can leverage that time that, once you hit your $10,000, $15,000 in the week, that's where you need to turn your attention and begin to recruit, build, and post.
Absolutely.
Did you hear that, Noah?
The post part?
Yeah.
I did my first post last night.
There we go.
I don't know if you saw
that. I haven't seen that yet. That's awesome. Noah, what does your lead spin look like in your schedule, bro?
So I just bought my first pack of leads on Friday. So I was just running aged and a couple other people's leads for the first long time.
So you were able to write $60K off of leads given to you.
I wrote like 45, 50. Oh, no, 50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And so let's go through it because a lot of people are going to listen to this and they're new. They don't have money for leads or aren't buying leads. How did you approach an aged lead compared to a premium lead?
Like the word track, literally the word track?
Ring, ring. Hello?
Hello, Wiley?
Yeah, who's this?
Hey, Wiley, this is Noah Necerato. I'm one of the managers here, Family First. How you doing today, sir?
I'm all right.
Good to hear. So I was just giving you a call about the final expense and life programs available from the state. I see you listed your beneficiary here as your spouse and your date of birth is blah, blah, blah. Is that correct?
Yeah, what's this for again?
This is in regards to the final expense and life programs. It was to get that coverage in place. Like I said, I see you listed your date of birth here and your main concern is wanting to leave some extra behind for that person. That is correct, right?
Yeah, I hardly remember doing that, though.
Oh, no problem, sir. I mean, I could barely remember what I, eat for breakfast this morning. So I would assume that your main concern is still to get that coverage in place for Daniel, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. And then you go right from there.
So how I always viewed it was it's like a funnel. Here's your credibility, your intro, you're setting structure, building the why, application, numbers, health, right? But you're funneling them down. Anytime they take me out of this script, I just go right back to where they took me out of and I keep confirming things. Mm-hmm. Like you were telling me, hey, I'm assuming your main concern is still blank. Is that correct? Yes. Because what's your favorite color?
Blue.
Where are you from?
Jersey.
What's your last name?
Necerato.
Naturally, the moment I begin asking you questions, I have full control of the conversation. Same with you with the client, right? Mm-hmm. And people do respond to questions. It's very hard not to. So I think that's big. What have you picked up in terms of actual sales tactical skills in the last 6 weeks? What have you learned from Dan?
In the last 6 weeks, I would say what he said, really milking the leads. Like
okay, outside of that.
Outside of that, sticking to the script. I would say like a lot of people tend to veer off of the script a lot or kind of like slowly change it in their own little ways, and then eventually that turns into a whole new script. But like whenever you're not producing as much, or like whenever I'm kind of in a little bit of like a plateau, like go back to the basics and go back to the fundamentals of the script.
Yeah.
Like usually the problem is just that you're not sticking to the basics,
Yeah.
because the script is designed for us to make money and for us to be successful.
It's so funny, bro. I had an agent 2 years ago. So I was down in Florida, and he calls me in the morning, or he called me the night before, and he's like, I'm freaking out, bro. Like, I don't think I'm going to be able to dial tomorrow. Like, I need you there. I was like, can I ask you some questions? He said, yeah. I was like, you know how to like speak, like you can talk, right? He's like, yeah. I was like, can you read? He goes, yeah. I was like, well, the good news, bro, is all I need you to do is read and actually talk, and you just read from that script. And if they say anything, just go, okay, and then go right back into the script. That's it. It's going to be dummy proof. Here's some leads, and I need you to make 500 phone calls. Do you want to know how much business he wrote that day?
How much?
Guess.
5?
$10,200 of business.
Damn.
It's crazy.
Insane. Ethan Shell. Shout out the big boy. He's a big guy, man.
Fire.
He literally read the script, made the amount of volume, and he's like, bro, people would give me objection. He would go, okay. And then he'd just keep reading. And they'd be like, huh? And he's like, yeah, dude, I had people hang up on me. What's funny is we have objections inside of the scripts, pre-handling them. We have the why. We have the structure. We have credibility on intro. We literally tell people when to send their insurance license, what to quote them inside of the script. Like, it is fail-proof. So I'm really happy that you said that, because success is a really simple thing. We get to stand on the shoulders of giants here. Like, I got to stand on the shoulders of Sean Mike and Zach Twardowski. Now you guys are standing on the shoulders of me, Mahmood,
Ronnie,
Dylan.
Yeah.
You know and now vice versa. And it just gets bigger and better, dude, which is amazing. And so how was it for you when you started learning how to build the why? What did you see when he was new? Like, what was his biggest challenge?
His biggest challenge, I think, when he was new,
Getting his hair right.
Yeah, well, that was the biggest thing. And then from there, he's always been a pretty like personable person. Like, everyone like knows Noah would have been good at sales, like, because he's like talking, convincing, like he knows how to talk. But I think the biggest thing for him was he really fixed his tone.
Oh yeah.
Like, at the beginning,
What did he sound like?
his
before?
tone was kind of like, hello, Mary, like
Soft.
I was
Yeah.
very, very nice.
Very,
like, I was like,
very
hello,
nice.
I was like, hello, Wiley. Like, how you doing today, Wiley? Like, my name's Noah.
Oh, you're
Necerato.
upbeat. You're customer service, Noah.
yeah, he
Yeah.
was customer
Yeah.
service.
Now what are you?
I'm just very, very
Closer Noah.
Closer Noah. Like, he's still like, his clients love him. I hear him on the phone, like they're laughing back and forth. But the biggest thing I think for new agents is to understand that like you're the boss on the phone. Like, we want to help these people. All my customers love me, but they also know that, we're getting this done and this is how it goes. And I think that has to translate in your tone, in your pace, in your word track, or they're just going to think, a friend's talking to them on the phone.
Yeah. That's really good.
finding that line is really important.
Yeah.
To where you have to be like good with them, create the rapport, but also like keep in mind that like it's business. And,
'Cause,
like
like-
there's a process to it.
Yeah. Like I said the other day, the only 3 reasons somebody doesn't buy from you is if they don't trust you, which you deal with that with your tone, your credentials, how you sound, how you play the conversation.
Knowledge.
You didn't build the why enough. Like, they don't know why they need this. Like, you didn't develop that in their head. You didn't ask the right questions, or there's no sense of urgency. They know they need it. They know who you are, but there's no way they're doing it today.
Which one is the one that you struggled with the most?
Me, when I struggled with the most, I would say urgency.
Now, how do you prevent that?
I prevent that. I have a lot of lines in
Let's hear some.
in my script. So basically, let's say after I find out their beneficiary, right? So after digging into the why a little bit, and then I find out, what they want to be buried or cremated. So I'll always say a sentence along the lines of to, push this conversation forward. So something like this, I'll say, okay, so Wiley, just to summarize here for the file, our main priority today is going to be making sure we can find a $15,000 to $20,000 policy. So when you pass away, your wife, Jess, does not have to pay for that. Is that correct, sir? And then they'll kind of, and it's making sense in their own head.
You know what that's called?
What is that?
Trial closing.
Boom.
Yeah.
I guess I do that then.
You're doing a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I think another way I built urgency too was throughout the health questions. Like I learned that from Omar.
Let's hear it.
So let's say you have diabetes.
Okay, I have diabetes.
All right, you have diabetes. Are you on metformin? Are you on insulin?
I'm pinning.
All right, so let's say you're not pinning, right?
I'm not pinning.
You're not pinning.
I'm
You're
not
on
a pinner.
metformin. All right, understood. So just metformin, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, perfect. So, God forbid you ever do get, an insulin prescription, it would get a lot trickier to get you approved for this coverage with this carrier. So it's a good thing we're taking care of this now. Now, any COPD or breathing complications?
I use the oxygen machine at night.
Oxygen? Okay.
But no
Okay.
COPD, sir.
No COPD? All right, understood. So is that just for sleep apnea?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. So, again, if those breathing complications ever, continue to get worse, it would get a little trickier here. Now, any kidney or liver problems, and then I would keep working through that. And then, kind of build the urgency throughout every section of the script.
Yeah, I think that's really important because our understanding of we are mortal humans and that we are going to pass away is really limited because the thought of death is a lot of people's biggest fear. And I think that's why it's so uncomfortable to talk about. But I love the way how you go about it. And you're like, okay, well, you're here. And if your health continues to go here, we limit our options. We limit the type of protection we can get for you and your family. And so this is what I would always say. I'm really proud of you for getting a policy set up today and looking out for your family early before you get older and health gets worse, right? Because we both know, Noah, as you get older, your health isn't going to be the same, bro.
My hair.
And your hair, right? And they're like, yeah. And so, and I genuinely am proud of them. Like, I'm really proud of people that put protection in place and do that. So I think that's huge. Any other ways that you build urgency?
Absolutely. I would say just throughout the call, if they're like, oh, I want to think about it, then it's just building urgency is really just finding their real objection, because really it's not something they have to think about. It's usually a price thing, a credentials thing, or a why thing. So I think a lot of times with urgency, like, these people should know they need it, but when they don't want to do it today, it's because of something else. It's because they don't know who I am, or they don't know why they need it enough.
Yeah.
So I think they all kind of piggyback off each other. They're all pretty intertwined. They're not all separated.
Who's the best at handling objections between you two?
Me.
Honestly, I'd probably give that to him. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
I would give that to him. I feel like we also handle them in a couple different ways.
Okay. Let's do a couple objections in the intro. You call the client and they say, yeah, I got this taken care of.
I would just probably ask that. Oh, okay, so you got them taken care of, sir. That's exactly why I was calling. So how long ago did you get that taken care of?
All right, let's go, Dan. I want you to think about your answer again.
That's what I say every time.
I didn't hear it. You were mumbling.
Oh.
Okay.
All right, I already got it taken care of.
Just me now?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Wiley, like I said before, I am one of the managers here in the state of New Jersey. So my job here is really just to update the file and make sure everything is, in good order for you and your family. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
All right, perfect. Now, did you get that coverage recently or a long time ago?
A long time ago.
A long time ago? Okay. And how much are you currently covered for?
10.
10,000. All right. And how much are you paying a month for that?
I don't know. I know it's cheap, though.
You know it's cheap? Okay. Okay. And, sir, were you looking to be buried or cremated?
Buried.
Buried, right? And do you know the state average of a burial these days?
No.
No. So especially someone, only 62 years old, someone like yourself, by the time more than likely you were to pass away, that burial would be, $15,000 to $20,000. So while I'm assuming when you sent in this newer request, then you were just looking to cover that extra expense, so your wife Jess doesn't have to pay for that. Is that correct?
Yeah, ideally. I mean, how much is it going to cost?
Yeah, so I can get to the numbers in a minute here. We are just, legally required to follow the procedure. So do you know, are you currently working, retired, or disabled, sir?
Yeah, and then you're just working.
And then I just work wherever I'm at in the script at that point.
That's fine. Are you ready, Noah?
I'm ready now.
He's ready now.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe you should take your jacket and unzip that a little bit. Yeah. Pop that. Ting. Maybe go like this, hit him with one of these.
Dang.
All right, Dan, hit him with an objection.
All right.
The intro one?
Intro objection?
Whatever you want.
What do you want?
No, he
You do
doesn't
the
get
intro.
Oh, he doesn't know.
You got it, dude.
Oh.
He doesn't
You're in
know.
control now, Dan.
All right, bet. All right, I'm not interested. I don't want insurance. I don't need insurance.
Okay, sir. So what was the mentality, going into this, filling this request out? It says here that you were looking to get some coverage in place for your daughter to make sure that she didn't want to didn't have to be left over with any expenses. Is that still the case, or?
Yeah, I don't really know why I filled this out. I saw it online and I just put my information in there.
You said here.
Dang.
Say that again.
Yeah, I don't really know why I filled this out. I saw it online and I just put my information in there.
Okay, sir. So do you have any coverage in place currently?
No.
You don't? Okay, so God forbid if you were to pass away today, what would it look like for your daughter, Susan, if, we weren't able to get anything in place?
I'm not really sure. I mean, I have like $10,000 in a savings account.
Okay.
She'll probably be able to, just take it from my savings.
Okay, sir. So, well, you did say, it does show here in your file that you were looking to get some cover for burial, and are you aware of what the state average of what that cost nowadays is?
Nope, no idea.
Okay, so the state average is about $15,000 to $20,000. So, what were you expecting to do with that other, $10,000 that is left over? You're going to start a GoFundMe. What did that look like for you?
Yeah, honestly, she would probably have just had to figure it out herself.
Okay, all right. Well, then it's definitely a good thing that we're on the phone today, so we can make sure she doesn't have to, have anything like that fall a burden to her.
Perfect. Bang.
Nice.
Pretty good.
That was good, dude. Solid, bro.
That was a hard one.
Solid, man. So we're still pretty early into 2026, and 2026, just so you guys know, it's the year of insurance. Insurance will be the most dominant thing in America in terms of its sales industry. Door to door is dying, and if people don't understand that, you best believe it. High ticket's dying. No one trusts high ticket folks. They're offer hopping. One thing with insurance is there's always a demand. There's new customers being born every single day. There's people dying every single day. They get reminded of their mortality. And the industry's been around the longest. It's regulated. It's really high paying. So you guys have the opportunity to make a massive mark in 2026 and set you and your future families up. What are you trying to accomplish in 2026?
I want to issue pay over $500,000 in personal production, and I want to build an agency to doing over $1 million a month. That's the goal.
100%. No, you'll do that.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
I want to issue pay at least $650,000 by December 14th, to be exact.
Why is that?
Because I set my goal between February 9th and December 14th. That was like kind of my time frame of when I put it. And like I'm a big numbers guy. So I like to know exactly what I have to do every day, every month.
How much do you have to do every month to hit 650?
Well, because I started kind of in the middle of the months, I wasn't able to get an exact, so I do a day. So to be exact, between February 9th and December 14th, there's, excluding Sundays, 265 working days is what I'd have. So if I wanted to hit 650, my average is like, what I have to do is like 23.5, but I put it to 2,500 a day.
A day?
Yeah, submitted. And then given, let's say, 10 grand of that falls off each month, let's say.
Yeah, so $2,300 a day.
5.
25, my bad.
Yeah.
And how are you doing that?
Yeah, I'm ahead by a lot right now.
That's good.
For my goal.
Stay ahead. There's days where events will happen. You will. Hopefully you don't get sick.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you will. I don't get sick.
Hopefully not.
I just tell myself I don't get
Jersey
sick.
weather's different.
Yeah.
It's a lot different over there.
If you don't hit 650,000, what's the punishment?
I can't even think about that. I think me being at the event, watching people on stage is more than enough of a punishment for me. Oh man.
Ooh.
No.
Can we chop a couple of your
Definitely
curls?
not.
Then
Nah,
you gotta hit it.
yeah, that's a good
Chop
deal.
the curls.
Dude, I know. This is a motivator. You know what motivates people the most? Fear of loss.
That's crazy.
Dang.
Here, put them
What
up.
if I get like?
Came
Put
What if
them
I,
up real quick.
This came
Let me
full
see it.
circle.
put it? Oh no!
Let me just see
No!
one.
No!
Just
One
one,
on
bro.
the side. Just a little.
No! We can't be doing that.
It's a
I
great.
can't even.
That's
what
a
if I
great
get?
punishment.
What if I
How-
get sick?
How about we do this?
I have to start too.
If you don't hit 650, I get to chop one curl, and Dan gets to chop one curl. Just 2 curls.
Bang.
Not the whole thing.
You got to do it.
Do you not
Are
feel
the
confident?
are the cameras rolling still?
The cameras are
Do
rolling.
you not feel confident in your ability?
No, I
sir?
do, but like, what if I get sick? What if I'm out for a month?
And you got to write $100
No
grand a
excuse.
month.
No one's out for a month. You're freaking 19, dude.
I mean, I have to. So yeah, I
Has
have
to.
Does that work?
That works.
How big's the curl gotta be?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't
It's up to
matter.
our
I'll just
discretion.
really separate them that day.
We'll see.
Yeah. Good man.
Bang. Bang.
Yeah.
Oh, that was terrible.
And so, what do you plan? How do you plan on balancing both, Dan? From selling at a high level and then building at a high level. What do your inputs look like for building a team?
Yeah. So my biggest thing right now is, having a schedule and like having everybody on track on that same schedule. So like whether that be like recruiting calls are before 10 a.m. every day or after 9 p.m. Yeah. Training is going to be you listening to me on the phone or me doing something before in the morning or after dial hours, prioritizing that. And then once I hit my goals for the week, then I can pour into other people a little more.
No, are you nervous over there?
No, I'm not nervous. I was also thinking about my goal. I missed one part.
Okay. Yeah. Selling is like hitting arms. It's fun. It's easy. You get a pump right away and everyone notices it. Recruiting is like legs. It's hard. People don't like to do it. You feel a lot of pressure on your back. That's what builds the base. Are you ready to hit legs, Noah?
I skip leg day. I'm not gonna lie.
I can tell.
He skips legs.
Yeah, it shows. Show me your legs, I'll show you your business.
It's a bar.
I got hella skinny legs, so that's a fat lie. I got a dump truck though.
Too.
Yeah, I don't know where
Girls
it's
like it.
all goes in the back, dude.
I want to add to my goal too.
Okay,
I want to hit.
that's an extra curl.
I want to hit. I want to hit top 10 FFL rookie.
Oh really?
Yeah, I want to be in
dude,
top
you
10.
got. Yeah, top 10. I mean, there's some really talented rookies.
I
so.
mean, I think this year, numbers 6 was like 520. I think.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
But that's the add-on.
No, that's amazing, bro. You're going to be able to do that. Is there any last things that you want to share to the individual that's watching this that maybe just started in the business or is looking to get into this business that's on your heart that you guys want to wrap up with?
Yeah, I'll go first. Honestly, the biggest thing I would say is, when you watch these people online, you watch these TikToks, you watch these videos about people talking about their business, their success, how good they are, how well they're doing. And I think for a lot of people, it can seem so like unattainable because like they see us, we have, these stories, maybe they don't have a story like that. Maybe they just, have a pretty normal life.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you don't need any of that. Like all you really need to do is just, actually commit yourself to something. And then we have the, the systems here, the leadership here, the mentorship here to get you to where you want to go. The only thing we need people, to do is just buy in.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything else, we're going to work hard. We're going to teach you. We're going to help you. But that's the only step that you have to make. It's nothing that deep. You just have to do it. That's really what it is.
It's money.
That's the biggest thing there is.
That is money.
I would say be so consistent, be so hungry, and like work so hard that it would be absolutely unrealistic for you not to achieve your goal and be successful.
Where'd you hear that?
What?
Where'd you hear that?
No. Am I supposed to have an answer? I took a part of it from one dude, but
Alex Hermosi.
yeah, him, that part.
You Hermosi.
The last part.
You Hermosied it.
You
No, he only
Hermosi'd
said the last part of that. He said just the unrealistic part.
pretty much everything you said.
No, I
he
added the
said.
hungry, I added the consistent, and I added the hard work.
Okay.
So that's a Noah quote now.
We heard it here first, guys. Noah Hermosi. What's your last name?
Necerato.
Necerato?
Necerato. Yeah.
I was going to make a joke.
I know what you're going to say.
No, I know.
After the cameras are off.
Okay.
That's my quote now, though. If Alex watches this.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys stuck it out to the end with us, these are two genuinely amazing and talented individuals. I've had the pleasure of meeting them and getting to know them this weekend, and I've been blown away by the character, the leadership, the amount of talent, your willingness to come into the office and also just serve our team with the expectation that y'all were coming in to get trained. But I picked just as much up from you guys, if not more, than hopefully that I shared with y'all. But I'm excited to see what 2026 has in store for you guys. And I'm really excited to see you hit your goal, bro. And you hit your goal in the way you're going to lead a team. Like, bro, you're such a good leader. You're a great dude too, Noah. You're hilarious. You're a dog. For real. I need you to start hitting legs, dog. Can you do that for me in the business?
I will.
Okay. But no, I'm really excited for you guys. So thanks for hopping on. And if people want to get in touch with you and work with you guys, what was the best way to contact you?
Probably Instagram. My Instagram for my first and last name, Daniel Atiles, Atiles.
Awesome.
Yeah. And then for me, it's at Noah, Noah .Necerato, Necerato on Instagram.
Sweet. So you guys got their Instagrams, and please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Please follow our podcast. This is the third one we've done. We'll be putting these out really consistently, bringing forward a lot of amazing value, amazing stories, and yeah, just sharing the heartbeat of what All-Star is and the lives that All-Star and Jesus has changed. So thank you guys for hopping on. I appreciate y'all, and we will catch you guys in the next episode. Peace.